What if many of your decisions, fears, and desires are influenced by thoughts you are not even aware of? What if the human mind has hidden layers that quietly shape our behavior without us realizing it? Hi, I am Girish Kishnani, and you are watching 5-Minute Learnings. In the previous video, we explored evolutionary psychology. Today we turn to the ideas of Sigmund Freud and the theory of psychoanalysis. A very different perspective, one that attempts to explain the hidden psychological forces that shape human thoughts, emotions, and behavior. Freud began his career as a neurologist in the late 19th century. While treating patients suffering from anxiety, hysteria, and emotional distress, he noticed something unusual. Many psychological symptoms had no clear physical cause. This observation led Freud to propose a radical idea, that much of human mental life operates outside conscious awareness and that the mind can be understood at different levels. The conscious mind contains thoughts and perceptions we are aware of at any given moment. The preconscious, often described as the subconscious, contains memories and information that are not currently in awareness but can easily be brought to mind, and the unconscious, the largest and most influential part of the mind. It stores repressed memories, hidden fears, desires, and unresolved psychological conflicts. Even though we may not be aware of it, it can strongly influence our emotions and behavior. To illustrate this idea, Freud compared the mind to an iceberg. The small visible portion above water represents conscious awareness, while the much larger part beneath the surface represents the unconscious. Freud believed the unconscious could sometimes reveal itself indirectly, through slips of the tongue, recurring emotional patterns, and especially through dreams. One of Freud's most famous contributions was his theory of dream analysis. In his influential book The Interpretation of Dreams, Freud argued that dreams are not random mental events but meaningful expressions of the unconscious mind. He distinguished between two aspects of dreams: the manifest content, which is the actual storyline of the dream that the dreamer remembers, and the latent content, which represents the hidden psychological meaning behind the dream. Freud also proposed a model describing the internal structure of personality. According to this model, the human mind consists of three interacting systems: the ID, the ego, and the superego. The ID represents instinctive drives and desires and operates according to the pleasure principle, seeking immediate satisfaction. The superego represents internalized moral values and social expectations. Between these two forces is the ego, which operates according to the reality principle and attempts to balance instinct, morality, and the demands of the external world. He believed that much of human psychological tension arises from conflicts among these three systems. Another central idea in psychoanalytical theory concerns how personality develops during childhood. He proposed that psychological development occurs through a series of stages known as the psychosexual stages of development. These stages include the oral, anal, phallic, latency, and genital stages. At each stage, children face certain developmental conflicts and emotional challenges. If these conflicts are not successfully resolved, part of an individual's psychological energy may remain tied to that stage. He referred to this as fixation. These fixations could influence personality patterns later in life. Traits such as dependency, excessive orderliness, or emotional conflict might sometimes reflect unresolved issues from earlier stages of development. But psychoanalysis was not only a theory of the mind, it was also a method of psychological treatment. In psychoanalytic therapy, the goal is to bring unconscious conflicts into conscious awareness. Freud developed techniques such as free association, where patients speak openly about whatever comes to mind, as well as dream interpretation and analysis of emotional responses during therapy. The idea was that by uncovering hidden conflicts and repressed memories, individuals could gain deeper insight into their behavior and emotional difficulties. Freud's ideas influenced many later thinkers. One of the most notable was Carl Jung, who initially collaborated with Freud before developing his own approach to the unconscious mind. Other psychologists, including Alfred Adler and Erik Erikson, also expanded and modified Freud's ideas, leading to what is broadly known today as psychodynamic psychology. Freud remains one of the most influential and debated figures in the history of psychology. Many of his theories have been revised or challenged by modern research. Yet his work fundamentally changed how psychologists think about the human mind. especially the role of unconscious processes, childhood experiences, and hidden motivations. Whether one agrees with Freud or not, his impact on psychology as a discipline is impossible to ignore. He introduced a powerful idea, that to truly understand human behavior, we may need to look beneath the surface of conscious thought. That's all for today in Psychology Basics. In the next video, we will explore another major shift in psychological thinking, behaviorism, which moved psychology away from the unconscious mind towards the study of observable behavior and learning. Hope you found this video helpful. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and follow or subscribe to my channel 5-Minute Learnings. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay notified about new content. Thanks for watching.